All right, I think I'm live here. So let me try my best to go live on my YouTube. Facebook. Somebody is writing to me. All right, so I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes. I wonder then what do I do? Do I share it? How do I share it? I don't even know. All right, so give it a couple of minutes and then we can get started. So we show somebody's life. All right, so getting used to this as times go. I'm still getting used to this. I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes to set up everything. Close that. This one. It's gonna be fun. All right. Let's give it another minute. Another minute. Another minute. All right. Okay. Let's get started. So I hope you guys are all doing great and having a wonderful Saturday. I started this last week and I call it Live with Lizette Conversation. So I want to keep it going today and talk. Last week we talked about how to cope with anxiety, and I love all you guys' feedback in improving and even feedback around your own anxiety and stuff like that. So that was really cool and interesting. So today I want to dive into it, and our conversation is going to be around embracing change. So change is something that is totally natural for all of us. Change is even nature change, right? We have season, things change in nature, and there's always something that have to change. You have to change from one level to another. You have to change personally. You have to change professionally. You even have to change in your relationship. So we have to be naturally able to adapt and embrace change. But if you cannot change, if a situation come to you and you cannot change the situation, most likely you have to change yourself. And right now with coronavirus, COVID-19, it has thrown a lot of people situation out. Everybody has found themselves in a very unprecedented time, very difficult situation. So totally, thank you. Totally, we have to change. We have to embrace change. That's exactly the time where you have to look within yourself and see what are the best way for you to navigate, literally navigate this time that we are in. Let's talk about COVID 19. So let me see. There's a graphic that I wanted to share. Okay, got it. There's a graphic that I wanted to share, and hopefully I can see it from here. That really illustrate the different level of change that are out there. So hopefully I can see it from my iPad. I don't know, but okay, it's back now. So yeah, so perfect. These two graphic, which I'm gonna show for Facebook here, and then I'm gonna show YouTube here, right? So this graphic is really have a great illustration. So I love it, and this is because I'm gonna show the one with COVID. It start out to talk about your comfort zone. So this is where you are, and this is where you thrive, naturally, with nothing going on. So don't look too much at my nails. Nobody has been to the nail salon in the past 5 to 7 weeks, so just focus here. So comfort zone, and then after that you get to your fear zone, because when you're stretching yourself a little bit, you get into fear zone. Then after you conquer your fear, it move you into the learning zone. So then you get into a learning zone where now you're really stretching yourself literally, and you're trying to learn new things. So let me show YouTube this. So learning zone. Then after the learning zone, you get to a growth zone, right? So show to YouTube here, growth zone. So growth zone is really where you are now embracing the change and gaining I would say benefit and advantage from that change. And this is even, I'm gonna tag this into my video later, but there's so many other cool things that it mentioned. When you are in your comfort zone, that's where things feel really comfortable, you feel great about them. And then when you go to fear zone, you're not confident, you feel really shaky, you find excuse, and you're really affected by that. So you want to be out of the fear zone. And then next you go to your learning zone. That's where you're really trying to learn as much as possible. That's when you deal with challenge and problem. Yes, that's when you acquire new skill, and that's when you extend from this comfort zone, because now you're somewhere here. And then when you get to your growth zone, that's where you want to be. You have purpose. You have purpose. I repeat it again, you have purpose. And purpose is amazing. You live your dream. Oh, let's just take a moment in that. Live your dream. Just take a breather into that word, live your dream. So you literally live your dream here, and you set new goal. Now you're really in control. You set new goal, you live in your dream, you have purpose, and you conquer your objective. So you conquer your objective. So that's where we want to be at all time, and there's a process to it. And I tell you, sometimes you hear and something happen, and you find yourself back here or even here. So now that I've demonstrate, just a regular comfort zone and how change happen normally when there's no COVID-19 or anything. And I think the person that created this was amazing and a genius. So I don't know if you have seen this flying around on the internet, but this is the next one, and I'm gonna show it here at YouTube, so YouTube also have a really good view of it, and we'll go through that as well. So like I can't read too much backwards, so I'm gonna have to switch like this. So let's see how that plays out. What do I do when COVID-19 happens? So this is COVID is here. Fear zone, and I'm gonna just read that out. In the fear zone, this is what people are doing, and you guys will say yes, yes. I grab food, toilet paper, medication that I need. That's all driving from fear. I spread emotion related to fear and anger. So you're spreading emotion all the way. I complain frequently. Oh my God. Complain frequently. I forward all the message that I receive. That is, I get mad easily. So a lot of people, believe it or not, are still in this fear zone, stuck here. As soon as COVID happened, they're right there. They're grabbing paper towel. They're grabbing food. They easily anger. They spread negative information. They forward all the messages we receive out of fear. So that's what happened. Then let's move to the learning zone. Okay, what are we doing in the learning zone now that we're in COVID? I start to give up what I can't control. Like, okay, COVID is already here. What am I gonna do about it? I cannot do anything. I stopped compulsively consuming what hurt me from food to new. So now you have to stop this whole you eating everything in your refrigerator, the bad news that you get from administration. I identify my emotions. So then you have to start looking within yourself and saying, wait a minute, why am I acting this way? Something is wrong. I become aware of the situation and think how to act. Please share it if you're watching. Please share it in YouTube if you're watching too. I don't know how to share on YouTube, but if you are there, you can try to figure out, please. I become aware of the situation and think how to act. That's in learning zone. I evaluate information before spreading something false. That's in the learning zone. So now let's go to the growth zone. Growth zone, that's where we want to be. That's where we really want to shine and embrace change. I make my talent available to those that need it. Right, that's the growth zone. I live in the present and focus on the future. That's the growth zone. I empathize with myself and with others. That's the growth zone, definitely. I think and appreciate others, and I'll call it be grateful for everything, and that's major for the growth zone. I keep happy emotional state and spread hope. That's the growth zone you want to be in. I look for a way to adapt to new change. Oh my God, that's exactly the reason why I am doing this conversation today. Embrace change. So you gotta embrace change. I practice qualitative patient relationship management. So again, let me show it here. This is what it looks like before COVID. I'm gonna put it on YouTube. This is what it looks like before COVID, and after COVID. This is what it's looked like. Okay, this is what it's looked like after COVID. So you want to get out of the fear zone, get to learning, and get to the growing zone. That's where we want to be. So I saw this, and it triggered me to really wanted to talk about it and have a conversation around it, So there's several levels to it, and everybody have to, and you guys know just by listening and looking at it, and I'll attach it to the video somehow so it's available. You know that you have seen people being in fear zone. You've know people that are evolving into the learning zone, and you definitely know people that are comfortable in the growth zone, and those people are not crazy or anything. It's just you can only spend so much time in the fear zone. You can only spend so much time in the fear zone. So what do you want to be doing after COVID-19? That's really what this illustration was really trying to get at. What do you want to be doing and after COVID-19? So I do a lot of coaching in my day life, and when I was thinking about this topic, I was wondering, like, as an organization, sometimes you do a lot of change, of the process, change management. And in one of my training that I was in last week, we were talking about change management, how do you change corporation, and just I'll give you this 8-step into like great how do you come to an organization and make amazing change. But I think what is an organization? An organization is a collection of people, right? People that is in the organization. So the way you change people is how you change organization. The way you change organization is how you change people. So if people can change within themselves, they can change our collective. So I'm going to read out a couple of the highlight of the leading change for organization. First, you have to establish a sense of urgency. You got to tell them why they need to change, why this is so important. And I mean, if we talk about COVID-19, people have lost their job, people have lost businesses, people are at home, people don't have money, there's financial insecurity, there's food insecurity, there's emotional imbalance. So the list can goes on, right? So there's definitely a sense of urgency. So it's already given. It's create a guiding coalition. So make sure that people are really involved and interested. Develop a vision and strategy. So on your own, you can develop your strategy and say, okay, now that things has got to the worst, what am I gonna do? I need to focus and find a new strategy. That's part of embracing change. Communicate the change and vision. So this is for an organization. For yourself, you can communicate to your friend or to your partner. Maybe you don't, but you just need to accept and be willing to say, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create a new change. Empower employees. So you gotta find a way to empower yourself to get about this change, and then start doing it and start generating short-term win. It's almost like doing a proof of concept. If you're making a change to a system for yourself, you have to try some small win and short-term win that will give you the confidence to continue to get to like a bigger win. So then you can consolidate in all those little wins, and it give you confidence, and then you start getting into like a growth mode. You start sharing your talent with the world. You start living in present and focus on the future. This is really how you focus on the future. You change your strategy and you try to focus on the future. you know okay. YouTube kind of like stopped for whatever reasons. Maybe I just stay focused on Facebook and then see what YouTube is gonna do later. So that's what happened. So personally, for me, I think that was it. And then you anchor the new approach for change around everybody. So this is for organizations. So maybe 2 or 3 steps apply for you personally, because as a person, you empower how the organization move. But so for me personally, this has been, so we have been in this COVID, some of you has been quarantined for like maybe 7 week, 5 to 7 week really now. So it's time for you to really get out of this fear zone. Because again, my goal is to really help you embrace change, or think about it, or think how you can embrace change and not be in the same zone when COVID came and then COVID left. Because COVID is gonna be gone eventually. We're gonna get out of pandemic. We're not gonna be in a pandemic forever. I feel like it's forever right now, but we're gonna be out of it. People in China have kind of been out of it. So other places are slowly coming back to online. So it's gonna be over eventually. But you want to have a positive mindset, to embrace change and find a way that you can grow, find yourself in the growth zone. So I'll give 2 examples, one for myself and one that I've seen happen. I started the year with a very lofty goal. Like I was like, 2020 is gonna be my year. 2020 is gonna be the year that I shift my business. 2020 is gonna be the year that I travel, because I have not traveled literally for like a year and a half. So I had so many goals. Like if I flip the camera around and show you stuff in my office, you'll be amazed. I took the first 40 days of the year literally to map out, a roadmap for myself for the next 18 months. And the roadmap was gonna start in March, and then just marching on really hard. I had travel plans, speaking plan, business plan, training plan. So I had so many things, and then everything within 2-3 months shut down. So what do? First, do I want to cry? Yes, I was totally in the fear zone for maybe, I would say, for like a week or 2, maybe 2 weekends maximum, trying to say, where am I going to get toilet paper? Where am I going to get food? Not too much spreading the negative news, because I don't have time for that. Get mad. I was not really getting mad that much. So, but, I was in the fear zone. Yep, I was there too. We all were there somehow. Then I start thinking, okay, wait a minute. This is gonna happen. This is happening. What are we gonna do? Then I start marching on, creating my strategy, talking to mentor, and like, don't, even in my business, just don't stay stuck. Keep moving. Be aggressive, and great thing will happen. And I have to say, great things are on the horizon. They're happening, it's moving. You just have to have the eyes to see how things are shifting. Because, yeah, you thought this was going to be this, but it's not happening. So you have to change and see other positivity and other possibility come at you. So that's what I'm doing. And I have to say that those possibility, one of the things that I do, I shifted. I was like, oh, I wanted to do so many training this year. Let's get on it. And guess what? Most of the training were like 50-70% on sale. So I jump on them, and this whole month of April has been full of training for me. I decided that, okay, I wanted to do a podcast for a while, but I've never had time for it. I was like, oh my God, I don't have time for podcasts. I launched like one podcast, and I'm going to launch another one next month, early in May. I start doing more reading, doing even these videos that I'm doing. It's part of that. It's like, this is something that I always wanted to do, share topics that are very important for women to build like the leadership skill, and to make them live their god-given talent and potential. So even doing this video, this is part of like things that I would not have been doing because I'm so busy trying to chase other goal. But I change it, so I create new objective, new goal, and then I'm working on them and learning about finances, learning how to get better at creating money, building wealth, and being really understanding of how money move, and how you can make money move. Yeah. So that's how you move from that fear zone to quickly learning, and then now to growth. So I love it when I make my talent available to those. Yeah, before this call, I was having like a coaching call to coach entrepreneurs. So it's really, you have to think this, you have to put so many things in motion quickly. After you dwell on the fear zone for like 1 or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, everybody's different, however long it take you. But I don't want you to be in the fear zone the entire time, because fear will cripple you emotionally, will give you anxiety. We talked about anxiety last week. The second example that I want to give you before I finish here is around Facebook. So I so I saw it yesterday, and I've seen it. I've been seeing it online, but Facebook. Because we all remote suddenly, everybody's doing Zoom. Everybody's doing Zoom. Even my cousin-in-law, you watching, you asked me, "Are we doing Zoom today?" So it was Zoom. So suddenly now, everybody that was not using Zoom before, now using Zoom, right? For birthday party, I had a birthday party with my son a couple of weeks ago. It was on Zoom. So Facebook probably sitting there and be like, wait a minute, everybody's using Zoom. They're already on Facebook. So Facebook decided to create room conversation. So it's similar to Zoom, but you can have now meet people and talk and have conversation, which for me, that's the perfect embracing change. So yesterday, Mark Zuckerberg, I shared on my personal Facebook page, was having a whole conference meeting explaining the new feature, and they try to adapt to the new change, trying to find some way where they can collect enough data to help people find out when there's COVID in the neighborhood environment, so that the healthcare professional can better prepare for it. That's the best way of pivoted your business. I'm sure on their roadmap they did not have that for this year or next year or the next 3 years, but they quickly pivot to do that. I'm sure. So the Facebook is creating room. They're creating video conferences opportunity on the platform. Those are all a way of rapidly pivoting, because in business, just like in business and personal life, anything that if you want to be successful, you have to learn to embrace change. And I'll give you a last example. In the last recession that happened, all the company that did not quickly embrace change, they die. They went bankrupt. And I used to work for one of them. Nortel went bankrupt, and BlackBerry went bankrupt, because in the last recession, it was all about how do you move from computer to mobile, like we're doing right now, right? So you have to quickly understand what's the environment that you're in, and move and embrace change and pivot, like we say in business, to a new way of doing. So I know I've been talking for like almost 25 minutes, And so that's really what I wanted to come here today and really discuss and talk about. It's really important for us to find a way to embrace change, to get out of this fear zone mentality, and to move to learning zone and to growth zone. So I encourage you to look at your present situation and see what area and how you can find your strategy, create your vision and goal and get about doing it. And I know for sure that it's going to be positive outcome that will come out of it, when we get on the other side. Because this is what I've been saying. We get on the other side of COVID-19, I want you to think about, what did I do during COVID-19? I immediately, when this happened, I was like, wait a minute. I went in my notebook and I started writing, after COVID-19, this is the thing that I want to achieve. And then I've been unpacking them and trying to work on them literally. So that's what I wish for all of you guys that will probably watch and listen to me later. Anyway, thank you very much. We're gonna have another one of this next Saturday, and it's gonna be around wealth. It's gonna be a one. Your health is your wealth. So this is also an important topic that we're talking about right now, with all of us minority being affected by COVID-19 more than anybody else. So this is a moment for us to really look and reflect into how we can embrace literally this time to get better at our health, which is in essence our wealth. Because I've been hearing a lot of people talking about, we need to get back, but not everybody can get back and be safe. Your safety is more important than your status and your economic. So next week we'll talk about your wealth. I'm gonna trying to share the graphic early so that people are aware, but the time is always going to be Saturday at 2 p.m. And I hope you enjoy the conversation. I have a new podcast out that I launched, that is for book club for women that like to read a leadership book around that will help them grow professionally, emotionally, and spiritually. And the current book that we're reading is Start with Why, about with Simon Sinek. So that's a great book. So that's also another amazing thing that I'm doing for a podcast. And I have another podcast that's starting next month. It's gonna be around this topic. And yeah, I'll keep you updated. Thank you for watching. Share with your friend. This is a very unprecedented time that we're going through, and it's important that we help each other, encourage each other, and be very hopeful.